going to show you a few provocative cartoons that I've received response to over the years. And fortunately, I wasn't killed for any of them, but I want to kind of talk about the different responses that I received to these cartoons over the years, and also the fact that depending what's going on at the time also will contribute to what a cartoon will generate in response. So this one was done in 2002, right after 9/11. You know, when we all found out that, the majority of the hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. But of course Saudi Arabia was, our ally at the time. So what I was trying to question here was, we have this ally that we don't share, any common ideals about women and their place in society, and why is that? So I created this cartoon, which received quite a few email responses. There was a orchestrated response, email response from a group in the UK, a Muslim group, and I could tell it was orchestrated because it was the same wording of every single, email with a different name at the end. So that was a cartoon that I definitely got pushback for. You might remember the 2002 Catholic Church sex scandals, which cartoonists did lots of cartoons about. This is a technique that editorial cartoonists will sometimes use, which is to take a topic that you want to make a comment on, and then use another situation in the news to make your point. So this was printed in the Minneapolis paper, and the Archdiocese of St. Paul and Minneapolis wrote an op-ed piece basically accusing me of being anti-Catholic because I was criticizing through this cartoon. There were lots of letters to the editor condemning the cartoon, and that created quite a bit of pushback. And then the next one that happened was just in 2014. This was done for the Washington Post, as was mentioned in the intro. I started out as a print cartoonist. In 2008, I started doing animated editorial cartoons for the Washington Post. It is an animated piece, and it's based on the Gaza bombings, where there were almost 500 Palestinian children killed. I didn't think anything of this cartoon. I did this on the weekend, and I was so happy with myself that I came up with a cartoon that didn't have blood in it. Because it was such an awful situation with all the children getting killed. So, didn't hear anything. And then about midweek, I find out that my editor, the editorial page editor of the Washington Post, was getting lots of phone calls from Jewish special interest groups. And then I started getting a flood of emails, and this, of course, during the Twitter. So the Jerusalem Post wrote a piece on it. They didn't bother asking me for my comment. As you can see, there's the press release from the Wiesenthal Center condemning the cartoon. So this was a little bit different now that social media is coming into it. Social media has been really great for editorial cartoonists, but it's also, I've noticed now, especially with this one and then the last one I'm going to show you, which was just a couple of months ago, what kind of effect it has on us and our work. This was some of the, here's some of the reactions I got back to it. I'm not going to read it. I mean, it's some pretty horrible language. This is the first time that I've, as a cartoonist, we're all very used to getting really rotten emails. You're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, that's fine. But I have to say, as a woman, in the last few years, I have never gotten so many horrible emails, misogynistic emails that I ever have gotten in my entire 20-year career as I have in the last couple of years. And I know it's not just us. I know it's women gamers. They've been having that problem online. I mean, it's just been a horrible situation. And that's the first incident that I've noticed in 2014. The next cartoon. Okay, this does work. This is an animated GIF. This I did right before Christmas. It was in response, some of you might have seen, it was a campaign ad spoof that Senator Ted Cruz did with his family. It was shown on SNL. He used it for his own personal website. And the Washington Post, showed the video on its website. So I saw this. Okay, now, to talk about what editorial cartoonists don't usually address, our children. We just don't do that. However, now my position on this was, Senator Ted Cruz actually had his eldest daughter speak in the video. She actually read from a political attack ad. She was quite good at it too. You could see that she was Ted Cruz's daughter. And so I did this cartoon. Well, within an hour of it being on Twitter, I got a Twitter storm. I mean, it was amazing to watch real time. I can tell you Ted Cruz's campaign is very well organized. They're very good at sending out stuff. And this is some of the reaction I got. Now, I don't know how much you can see that, but there's threats in there. One guy wanted to hit me in the head with a baseball bat. There's a picture up to the right that shows bodies on spikes, suggesting that's where I should be. The nicest description of me was bitch. Cunt was usually the word that I got. And I got hundreds of emails. I got emails and tweets. It took me 4 days to get through my emails. And the reason I went through them is I was looking for threats. And I did. I found threats because I had to tell the Washington Post about it. You're going to hear from Zuner now. And this is a man that's going to face prison time. We don't have to face that as American cartoonists. We have the First Amendment to protect us. But I have to tell you, this concerns me, not because of the language, not because, cartoonists get stuff all the time from people telling them, but this is a way to shut us up, because I was trolled. I'm still trolled. And they wanted me fired, and they wanted me to be quiet. And I can tell you, it was uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable, because I could not respond. Because as soon as I would have, I would have been attacked again. Now, fortunately, I had my colleagues and the Association of American Editorial Cartoonists issue a statement for me, which was great. That was good. I needed that, both professionally and personally. But I have to tell you, this is going to be the next thing for us in terms of free speech. And they're going to try to shut cartoonists and writers and everyone else this way. And it's not just the Ted Cruz campaign that's good at this. It's going to be other campaigns too. So I just want you guys to think about that, and I look forward to the discussion.